Hello there, and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough. This time I've chosen Little Computer People. This is a very unique game, and the idea with this is that there's a little man or a person who lives inside of everybody's Commodore 64, and this piece of software brings out that little person, and you get to meet him and get to know him better. So it was quite a nice idea and very unique. And I'm going to play through a bit here. So here you can see your first example of the Millennium Bug, because obviously this isn't, we can't put in 2000 and whatever. So there you go. So it was around even in 1985. So I'm going to just put in a date, and I need to put the time in, and I haven't got a clue what time it is. Oh, great stuff. No, it doesn't like that. Okay, let's say 9 o'clock p.m. Okay, right. So I had the misfortune of having a tape drive with my first Commodore 64, and so the problem there was that the tape version of this didn't come with all of the functionality. So even though in the book it said you could do certain things with your little person, you actually in the tape version couldn't do that. That was a bit of a problem. The second thing is that I never got to play the disc version, so I didn't know what the difference was until emulators and ROMs and those sort of things came into effect. So I never knew about some of the things you could do with it. So I'm just waiting for it to load now. I'll just try warp, see if that makes any difference. There we go. So here we are. So here's our little man. And as you can see, he's in a room, and there's 3 levels to the room. So he lives in a townhouse. How very posh, very quaint. So we have the top floor where he has a TV, a record player, a piano, and that's his little typewriter. Also, the white door, behind the white door is where he goes to get records and paper and some other things. Then on the middle floor, you've got his bed and his alarm clock, and you've got the bathroom, and then you've got his computer and study, and you've got a little clock. So you saw I put 9 o'clock in, and then it says 9 o'clock on there. And finally, at the bottom, you've got the kitchen, and then you've got a sort of, I don't know what you call that, a living room type situation. So, oh, apparently my name's Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Oh, and it's 1919. Oh, wow, we're in Edwardian times. We've just had World War One. Brilliant. Uh, and then, as you can see, our little person has a dog, and the dog's down there. So the idea is that you're meant to look after this person, and the best way that you do that is you use keyboard shortcuts, and there are various different shortcuts that will allow you to look after your person. So I'm trying to see if I can remember these. So let's see if I can get this working. And so, oh, he's still writing his letter, which is very good for him. I wonder why there was no girl ones. Oh, he's called Jay. Hello, Jay. Hello, Jay. Brilliant. Right, I seem to have stumbled across a pause mode while I was pressing keys. There we go. So that's that one. So, okay, let's have a look what we're doing here. So, I'm just going to quickly remove the joystick commands because we don't use them. Just 1 second. Okay, so keyboard commands. So here you can say, you can ask him to do certain things. So you could say play computer game. And then we'll see if this guy actually does any of this. Oh, he's going up the stairs. Just trying to work out how you access the keys. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm there now. I'm there. So if on this emulator it's tab, but I think it was the Commodore key. So I've pressed the C, capital C, and that's rung the phone. So now he should have a phone conversation with me. There he goes. Very chatty, isn't he? And then you can ring his alarm clock. Hey, there we go. And you can deliver him a record, and you can deliver him a book. That's the ding dong, so I've delivered him a book. You can deliver him food. You can deliver him dog food. That's the ding dong again. You can put water in his little water cooler, which is why it's full. So yes, it's going to be busy. So I'm just going to use the warp mode. Which seems to be disabled because I am on using the joystick command. So there's the dog food, and look, here comes the dog. The dog's very happy about that. And so yeah, so it's a clever idea because obviously, again, you know, you think about the time of when this was released, what people thought of, and artificial intelligence and everything else. That was in infancy. It was quite a nice idea. Also, with it being a static screen, there's not really much for the program to actually do. Just show a few animations. I'm assuming that's his book. He's going to put that in his bookshelf. And if you play the game, you get to do things like he'll write you a letter, as you've just seen. He'll play the piano. He'll play a computer game, although you just see his arms moving up and down. And then he'll go to bed at a certain time, and that's what the alarm for is, to wake him up. He does all sorts of things. It's one of those games, though, that game really isn't the sort of right word. It's more of a simulation. There's not a lot of interaction. You know, you can type things, you can suggest things, but he doesn't tend to do. You know, if you catch him, sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. If you deliberately don't give him food and water, he starts writing letters asking for food and water. He also he will go to bed either when he's tired or when he's ill. You can't actually kill the guy, which is a good job. I once put it on warp mode and just basically left him alone, and nothing happened. He just lay in bed green. You can save the game to tape or to disc. And now he's going to play a computer game, I think. There he goes. Hey, good lad. If you ask him a question and he's just walking around, he'll actually nod his head. God, look at him go. How exciting. I don't know what he looks like he's just doing the world's most boring spreadsheet there. It doesn't actually look like he's playing a computer game. So very very exciting. But the longevity of this, once he's played a record, once he's played the piano, once he's done like one of everything that's possible, there's no real hidden depths with it. It's not like you can discover things to do. He just you know, or you can give him a back rub. I can't remember how you did it, but you can actually give him a back rub. There's some sort of is it M? No, it's not. No, it's there's some sort of key which will give him a back rub. S for stroke. No. So yeah, there's some keys as well. But as I say, once you've actually played this a few times, there's not really much to do really. I mean, it's a great idea that's been implemented really well. But whether it's an idea for the time, Commodore 64, the amount of memory and the lack of connectivity that there was, I don't know. You think about in today's multiple player games, things like The Sims, where you either play individually and then control a character, or things like the big, you know, massive multiplayer online games now where you can play for years and you're in a vast community. That makes sort of sense. But this on its own in isolation is probably more of a sort of thought experiment, if you like, rather than actually a game in inverted commas. So I'm just going to speed this up because I want to see, just see if I can show what else this can do as well. So I'm just going to put it in warp mode. So there he is. He's going away. He's playing on his computer. He's obviously playing a lot on his computer because even in warp mode, that's taking a while. You know, you can make suggestions like play a record or something, and he will do. You know, play record. You know, he's busy having his tea. That's a bit annoying of me, isn't it? To have interrupted him having his tea. But as I say, even on warp mode, this is going at 300%, and you can see that it's a very, you know, if you're very long, and he's chatting away now, isn't he? So he's obviously saying something. He's going up. No, he's going back there. It's, you know, and if you think about it, if you were, say, for example, if you were hogging the only telly in the house, it's not the most action-packed sociable game. You know, I've asked him to watch TV and he's ignoring me. I'll try, please watch TV, please. Nah, he's just not having any of it. So I'll just put it back to the normal speeds. 1 second. There we go. And he's just doing that, and he's going up the stairs. So it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting experiment. But whether, you know, whether it's a sort of, you know, it has any real sort of excitement or enjoyment, I'm not quite so sure. That's the dog moaning, by the way. Just wait and see if he's going to play the piano. Oh yes. Well, we'll let him play us out with a tune. I like his arms moving around. Oh, good lad. Bit of boogie woogie. Right, well, thank you very much. Please leave a like. Got any questions, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.